Running a travel business can be overwhelming, but imagine if there was a single tool that helped you look professional, stay organized, was easy to use, and affordable. That's just what Travify does. Travify gives you the essential tools you need to look like a travel biz pro. Travify is the most trusted system used by over 30,000 travel brands worldwide. So get started with a system that helps you get back to the joy of planning travel and run your travel business like a pro with Travify.
Hi, I'm Mary Beth Lynn, your systems and delegation coach, and I love getting to help travel advisors go from overwhelmed to being in control CEOs. I have a bunch of free resources for you as you go through Prep for Wave Week. You can scan the QR code or text the number below. I want to send you a couple really awesome things that are going to help you not be overwhelmed when the wave hits.
All right, hello everyone. We're going to talk today about deep research and exploring AI for travel pros. First things first, if we haven't met yet, hey, hi, hello. I am Kate Thomas, the founder of Travel Pro Theory and also of North End Leisure. That is the travel side of my business where I'm a DMC for Ireland and UK. But mostly I'm a working mom. I'm always trying to find ways to do things faster, easier with the limited time that I have. And both of these businesses are profitable and running great. I'm still scaling them more each year. Part of how I do that is using AI to help me get more done, and I help travel pros do the same. And I'm sure you've heard about all the ways that AI could help you in your business. You may be using it every day, maybe you've dabbled. There's a good chance you've even heard me talk about it, whether it's in another training or over on Instagram. And if we aren't friends yet, at Travel Pro Theory, come say hi. And you know it can help you with things like writing your newsletter, social captions, descriptions for your itineraries, replying to an email in a way that hits all your main points, but make sure you don't sound like an a-hole to your client. Who hasn't been there? And listen, I love it for those things. I use it for those things. I teach travel pros to use it for those things. You train it in your voice, you train it on your brand, and use it. It can absolutely write for you. It can help with your content, but it can also do more. So today I want to talk to you about deep research, right? And if you haven't heard of it yet, or you just haven't gotten to try it yet, you're not alone. Most people still kind of sleeping on it. It just started rolling out more widely in early 2025, and it is an offer it's a feature now on multiple platforms, whether it's called deep research or research. But for this training, we're going to focus on ChatGPT. And just to answer the question, why ChatGPT? Listen, I've tested them all. I go into them regularly, especially since I teach about AI. ChatGPT is the most versatile. It's the most consistently useful. I will take trained ChatGPT over any other platform any day of the week. So that's always my recommendation. I think try them all. They all have free options. Give it a go, see which one you resonate with the best. But if you're going to go to a paid plan, if you can only pick one, my recommendation is always going to be ChatGPT. So what exactly is deep research? Well, it's an agent within ChatGPT. It does multi-step research, it extensively sources, and it will generate a report with citations for you. It's designed for more complex research tasks, and it does it so much faster than a human possibly could. All right, you will see in the demos that I'm going to give you in this presentation, it can run a search in 5-10 minutes, and it will tell you how many places it's sourced. Be like, we searched 91, over 100 places in 8 or 10 minutes. A human cannot move that fast, all right? So it can get that done so much faster for you. And the core process of deep research is just to search, analyze, synthesize that information for you, and present it to you in a report. So it is such a huge time saver to get a lot of information quickly and get to the point quickly. So let's talk about use cases, right? Like now we know what it is. How do you use it? What do you even use it for? And I can list them out, but I thought that's not as fun. So let's go ask deep research. I run a deep research report. I'm going to show you the results. All right, so I came into ChatGPT and I said, I want to know all the best use cases for deep research. Anything that's notable where deep research is the best tool for the job. Hone in on the use cases for small business owners. And I did this using the deep research function so that you could see exactly how it works. Let's see it in action. I'm going to have a few demos for you in the course of this whole presentation, okay? Now, one thing you should know is that deep research is programmed where it will always ask you follow-up questions every single time. It doesn't matter if you use a super simple prompt like I did here. I didn't put much thought into this at all. I just was like, let's try it out, put it in here. Whether I do that or whether I have, a prompt that is a page long that is very, very, very dialed in, it's going to ask follow-up questions. That is programmed into the deep research function. What it is doing is taking your initial prompt, asking follow-up questions. Again, no matter how detailed you are or you aren't, it will always have a few questions for you. And then it takes that information that you give it for the feedback, and in the background, it's reworking the prompt and then uses that as the basis for its research. All right, so I answer its questions. Now, before we open this report, which you can see here already, because it does pull up into a full report style instead of like in the main chat, and you can then download it, I'll show you. But first, notice this: research completed in 8 minutes. It checked 29 sources and did 61 searches. If I click here, it will open up everything over here on the side. So I can see its full activity, and you can see exactly how ChatGPT thought through the process during this 8 minutes. Right here, you can see, I'm thinking the page didn't show the text because the screenshot image obscured it. Now I'm scrolling to find the text. Down here, I'm spotting an image on the page, considering to scroll for more details. Like, you actually see how it thought through this process. And this is great to see because you can then understand how it's functioning, but also identify if it goes off track in any way and if you need to rework your prompt and run another search later. And you can also click over to see all of its sources. And then you can click each of these and check every single source. All right. So if you go back over here to the report and I click here, you'll see that what comes up is the full report, and you can either download or share the link. Now, I'm about to show you these reports. Don't stress out about not being able to intake all of the information because I will send you these. All right, let me address that up front. You will get a copy of these so that you can also go through this and see all of the ways that you can be using deep research in your business. So this first report is general use cases of deep research. So if you read through here, it's going to tell you everything, right? Product and purchase research, competitive and strategy reports. If we come down further, it's going into use cases for service-based small businesses because that is what I told it to focus on. So it brings up that it would be good for market research and customer personas, content marketing, blog ideation. So again, these are all use cases, things that you can use deep research to help you with in your business. Competitor analysis and positioning, local SEO, all types of stuff, okay? Tools and platform comparison. It's really good for comparing a few different like tools or softwares if you're trying to decide between a few, okay? Now, if you scroll down, you'll see it also lists all the citations here. So it keeps all of the sources on the report for you. So if you download, you can still like have access to those links, all right? But to take it a step further, I also ran another deep research and said, do a similar report. This time, let's focus on travel advisors trying to grow their business. Again, it had some follow-up questions, and we got this report. So this is more focused on travel advisors, right? So here it's talking about strategy and campaign planning. It's saying ChatGPT can pull in consumer trend reports. For example, survey showing 93% of Americans plan to travel the same or more in 2024, and it cites this TripAdvisor report. All right. Niche market analysis, travel reviews and trends, content engagement, you get the idea. Destination guides and doing comparisons. It can do great on comparing different things. The same way it can compare two different platforms or services and products. It can compare regions, right? Caribbean cruise itineraries versus Mediterranean tours. Not that you would want to use it up for those types of things, but really the world is your oyster on all the things you can use it for, all right? And then for good measure, I had it run one more time because a few of the sources in there were coming from different blogs or listicles. So I was like, let's dial it in a little more, because again, I did a super quick prompt. I didn't take the time to be very specific in the prompt up front. So I'm just running more deep research options as I go. So now I'm saying, let's use the most reputable sources you can find, up to date for 2025, avoiding blogs or listicles. All right. So again, follow-up questions, and it came back. See again, this research completed in 5 minutes, 37 sources, 109 searches. Okay, no human can run 109 searches in 5 minutes. It's crazy. Okay. And again, you can see here, it's starting to dial it in more because I'm getting more specific on each run through. Okay. So you can see here, trend-driven campaigns. This is bringing up TripAdvisor's winter index, shows 50% of Americans plan a winter trip, and 96% of them plan to travel as much or more than last year. Well, that's good news, right? Let's see. Content and channel optimization. As this says, trend analysis showed that the hotel vibe is hugely important. 90% of travelers consider it when booking, and review mentions of vibe jumped by 1,090%. These are good words to know. Maybe we start working vibe into some of our content when we're talking about different hotels, right? So there's a lot of ways you can use this information. Again, I will share this with you, and you can get all 3 of these reports, all right? All right, everyone, if you would like a copy of that report, you can scan this QR code, drop in your email, and I will send these to you. There's another report coming later in this presentation. I will send you that as well. So every report you see here today, I'm happy to email it to you. If you're on the go and you can't scan this right now to bring up the link, just shoot me a DM at Travel Pro Theory, and I would be happy to get that to you, all right? So let's also talk about deep research credits. Now that we know how we could use it, different use cases, let's talk about the limits. So as of time of recording, it is late August now. With the free plan, you get 5 lightweight uses, plus you get 25 in total, 10 for deep research, 15 for lightweight. And on the pro plan, which is the most expensive plan, it's 125 each. Now, what's the difference, right? You have lightweight, you have deep research. For our purposes, they're both going to work fine. It will run through your deep research ones first generally, and then it moves to a lightweight model if you have a paid plan. This is a good thing. Before they rolled out this lightweight option, free users had no option. They didn't get to use deep research at all, and the other 2 plans, the 2 paid plans, Plus and Pro, got significantly less uses. So this was a way to let users access it for more. And it doesn't mean that you're getting a less quality report. All it means is that in the background, the model that it's using is one that's a lighter weight model. That's why they're calling it lightweight. And it's cheaper. It's cheaper for OpenAI to use. And so they were able to give users more options to use it. So I'll show you next how to see exactly how many you have left. So the way to use deep research and also to see how many deep research credits you have left is when you open ChatGPT and you're here where you can type anything in, you click the plus button and you will see this option here, deep research. Now, if you notice, if I'm just hovering over, it tells you exactly how many uses I have left and when it will re-up to the amount, all right? And then to turn deep research on, saying I want to use one of these 17 credits that I have left for deep research, I select it. You will see it turned on down here, so you'll know that it's about to run. And then you put in your report, not your report. You put in your prompt and hit enter, and then it's ready to go. In my experience, it depends on what topic you're using, but for our use cases, for the average travel pro and small business owner, it will work fine regardless if you're on the deep research or the lightweight. If you're on the free plan, those first reports I showed you were from the lightweight plan. I used a free version of ChatGPT because I wanted to make sure that I was showcasing that so you could see it's still extremely thorough. Where you might see the difference is if you were using this to do something a little more substantial, like in-depth academic reports, that type of thing. But for our use cases, you don't have to worry about lightweight versus deep research, but I did want to go over those differences for you. So let's talk about when to use deep research versus when to use just regular old chat, right? Now that you understand the limits, let's talk about when to bust out those big guns of deep research, because you don't have unlimited uses of deep research per month, right? It's either 5 or 25 for the plus plan or 250 if you're on the pro plan, but the pro plan costs $200 a month, right? So most of us are either on free or on that plus plan. So it's really anytime you want something in depth or you want a report style of output. But an easy way to test it is just always run your prompt through regular chat first, okay? Take that prompt, put it in chat, and if you get everything you need, then you're set. And if you need to go deeper, then go on to deep research, okay? So I've got another demo coming for you where we're going to use the exact same prompt in chat versus deep research and compare the difference. All right, so now I want to show you the difference between using regular chat versus deep research. So we're going to take the exact same prompt and put it into regular chat versus deep research. Now, in the interest of time, I've already put it in here so we don't have to wait for that report to run, okay? Now, also notice I went a lot more detailed in this prompt than I did in that, hey, can you tell me about use cases for deep research, right? Because I wanted to give something more in depth. So I'm just basically asking it to be a marketing strategist and telling it, give me the current social media landscape, high performing content types, engagement strategies, how to leverage AI conceptually, really how to think like an AI is what I'm asking it to do there. Measuring success, avoiding pitfalls, asking it to structure as a report with these different things. So summary, the platform power play, content pillars, engagement, etc. Okay? Here's what we get. This is just in chat. It's using Model 5. This is the reply. Now, again, using a detailed prompt, you can get pretty great stuff just right here in the regular chat. So you don't need to always be using up your deep research credits, okay? So let's see what we got. It gave us this executive summary all here at the top. Again, I could send this over to you along with the report that I'm going to show you next. The platform power play, and it goes over the different platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. Gives you some tips for content pillars. Now, because regular chat can also search the internet, when you're specific in your prompt, it will do that and it will give you sources, okay? Which is really nice. Giving you some tips on engagement, but mostly just kind of take a look at the overall depth of the answer. It's pretty darn good, right? So you could take this and absolutely run with it, or let's go see what deep research gave us. All right, so I just opened up the chat where I put the exact same prompt, copy paste, over in and put it under deep research. So this took 9 minutes. It checked 18 sources. It did 91 searches for us. So let's go ahead and open this up. So again, it's giving us a nice executive summary. One thing I'm noticing right off the bat is as it's going into depth on the platform, in the regular chat, it really just gave me one line and then dropped a link. Here, it's really going into more depth on how you would use each platform, all right? So, you know, Instagram for aspirational imagery, etc., using book now call to action stickers, huge among millennials, Gen Z, but 30% of its users are over 35. So it's giving you nice content in here to just check out, like, what platform should I be showing up on. It's giving a breakdown of what type of content you should use on that platform. So it goes over TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. It's talking about which you should prioritize. And let's go on to the content pillars. Again, this is so much more in depth than even what we just got in the chat, which was a great output, but This is really, really digging in. So it's giving sample content pillars, going into details on what you would post with actionable examples. So it's giving us several types of pillars there. Again, I will share this report with you. And going into engagement, checking in on this section, giving you clear tips of exactly how to use it, what to do. Talking about strong call to action for engagement, leveraging live and direct interactions. All right. Talking about how to use data-driven insights, personalization at scale. All right. So again, I'm still scrolling because this is a very in-depth report that it put together in 9 minutes. All right. It's giving you key metrics to monitor. So talking about engagement rate, reach versus impressions, follower growth rate, click-through and traffic, conversion and booking metrics. It's going to give you common pitfalls to avoid, right? So, don't show up on every platform just because, posting without a strategy, neglecting engagement, chasing vanity metrics, inconsistency and overhyped expectations, ignoring trends, over-reliance on organic when paid could help. So it's going into when you might want to consider making the jump from organic strategy only to a paid strategy. I mean, if you've ever followed social media people for trading, this is the type of information that they're giving. And this is all compiled into one report, right? And I'm not downplaying the value that they're providing. I'm saying you could get this type of information. Like if you are someone who could benefit from I just need to see it in a breakdown. I just need someone to I've taken in so much information. I need it put into an easy to read, organized report. Here you go. This is it, all right? So again, take a look at this. 9 minutes. And this is what it created for us. All right, so now we've gone over the use cases for deep research. If you dropped in your email earlier, then those deep research reports we saw me do in this presentation are on their way to you already. But if you're thinking, I need a little more help, cool, I definitely want to try, but can I get some prompts to get started? Yes. The answer to that is yes. Just hit me up on Instagram at TravelProTheory. And if you send me a DM with the keyword wave25, you don't have to say anything else, just hit wave25, and my bot is going to send you 5 deep research prompts to help you get started, where you can plug in some of your own details and let it run and get your first reports. Easy peasy, all right? Now, while my bot is set up to respond to wave25, just to make sure that I get everyone the link and make it quick and easy, if you also come by and say hi, human Kate will be in the DMs to talk to you, and I would absolutely love to hear from you, okay? But now it's your turn. It's your turn, all right? Get into ChatGPT, start testing it out for yourself, and really get started. The possibilities with AI and how it can totally help take tasks off your plate and really make things in your business so much easier. I mean, it's absolutely bananas.
Did you hear that, friends? Bananas. Bananas is the secret word for this session, so make sure that you add it onto your list. All right, let's get back to Kate.
How much you can get done when you start to learn to use this tool. Now, I also have a partner module here in Wave Week. Go check it out. All right. In it, I will walk you through my signature program and AI Unpacked, because the doors to that are going to open again this October. So if you want to go beyond just deep research and also beyond just trading it to do a few things for you and actually set up a full team in your ChatGPT account, that's where I can help. We create 8 custom GPTs there, quickly, easily trained in your voice and your brand to do specific tasks for you, like writing your newsletters, writing the copy for your social media, a content planner that comes up with all of the ideas for your content, a blog copywriter to write your blog posts, an itinerary assistant who will take your itineraries and add in restaurant recs and packing guides and tipping guides and currency guides and all these other wonderful client touch points to up the level of service that you're offering for your clients. All right, an SOP assistant, so it can hold all your processes and you can let your team use it so they're not always asking you the same question again and again and again. Data analysts that can look at your numbers, analyze your sales and your revenue, and give you insights into what your numbers really have to say. And there's also a lead magnet creator in there. That one's one of my faves. It'll give you ideas for a lead magnet, create that lead magnet, and then write the copy for the sign up page and write the email sequence to actually deliver that lead magnet, all right? So it's gonna be a full team, a full suite that'll help you get all these marketing tasks and admin tasks done so quick, so easy, all right? So again, the doors to that are gonna open this coming October, so I would love to welcome any of you in. Go check out that partner module. It's a full walkthrough of how it works, and you'll see exactly how easy it is. But otherwise, again, at Travel Proof here on Instagram, feel free to reach out. I would love to hear from you. All right, have a good one.